What is going on, everybody? Brendan here, Dad Planet. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got another What Sold on eBay video coming up here. We're talking about the third week in May 15th through the 21st. 15 bolos, and they're all excellent. And if you look at last year, I'm getting crushed relative to last year, except for this week. And if you consider what we will talk about here in the video, I'm probably actually doing better now than I was last year, but we'll get into that in just a second. So if you're new to the channel, full-time reseller here, focuses primarily on eBay. I only do 4 What Sold on eBay videos per month. This is the third one that I've done in the month of May, and we're gonna take a look at 15 bolos in hopes that you can find this stuff in stores yourself. And after that, we're gonna take a look inside the not so mystery box to see what I've added recently, to total up what the value is, and then one of you, just for being a loyal subscriber and member of the Dad Planet family, is gonna get this box shipped to you directly from me, absolutely free. So without further ado, let's get into the bolos. Okay, so 3,200 in gross sales, right? And it down 4% from last year, but up 11% in net sales from last year. But if you really like total this all up, 26% in selling costs, I'm doing a lot more with a lot less. Last year at this time, I had around 200 more listings. So if you really want to compare, I feel like I'm doing better with a little bit less this year, this time, than I did last year. So that's wonderful. And again, my selling cost is going to come down, and you're going to see why that is towards the end of the bolos. But all, again, looking up and trending up. And I had some big hitters this week that really helped. Transactionally, like, it's pretty even. I'm doing the same amount of transactions that I did like this week, the prior week, the week before that. But gross sales are up. And that's why we're in the business, y'all. So let's get into the bolos. Take a look at the product ratings here. 473, and what is it? 4.8. When by Chaz Dean. This flavor, let's just call it this flavor. This flavor is sweet almond milk, and it's a conditioner? I don't know what you do with this stuff, but every time I see it, I pick it up. So this is a 16 ounces. Usually, not usually, it just depends on if you're lucky enough to find it or not. Some of them come with a pump, some of them won't. Just depends. Again, I've had them both. I've sourced it with the pump and without. It really doesn't affect the sales. So source this at basically all costs because it's easy money. I paid $3.99 for this, but I got full price, $25, and then they paid $4.99 in shipping, which is actually, I think I ate it a little bit on shipping because this goes almost 2 pounds. So I wasn't really paying attention, so I ate a couple bucks on shipping, but anyway, it was factory sealed. This is a huge bolo and a favorite by the people that buy it, as evidenced by the product ratings. So that's kind of awesome. Keep your eye out for it. We will move on to the next one, which is also another bolo. New Balance 990 version 4. The style number is M990BK4. Now I sourced these at the bins. I found 3 pairs, 2 black and a pair of gray, and they're not in 100% perfect condition, but let's take a look at it. The things that I like about this are the fact that to me now it's an obvious bolo. If you've never sold them before, keep your eye out for it. I'll put comps up on the screen here in a minute. Not in perfect condition, cracked on the front, and they did not have the original insoles. So I had to pull the insoles out as I was cleaning the shoes to try to find out what I was working with. Now, they are New Balance brand insoles, but I looked them up and then I was able to determine that they are IPR 3020 pressure relief insoles. Who knows? When I sourced all 3 of them, each one of them had this kind of insole in that. But again, that didn't deter me from making the purchase. So you saw all those flaws, right? All that added up, and I still sold it for $42.50 with $10.10 in shipping. So the buyer is $52.60 all in. So this cost me what, $3.50 because it's like $1.50 at the bins. These shoes are a little bit heavy, but you've got to source 990s, 992, 993, 994. Every time you see them, look them up. Even in less than perfect condition, they're still going to sell. These were like the mega wide size, but keep your eye out for them. Comps are on the screen. And big time bolo for sure, and even better that I paid a little bit less because I got them at the bin. So keep your eye out for them. We'll move on to the next one here. I love the Bubble Guppies. One, because both my daughters loved the Bubble Guppies, and they're very, very cute. For those of you that have kids or that know enough about them, they sing, and it's like all of their songs are extremely cute. Now they are also hard to find in the wild, so we're talking about like brands that you should be on the lookout for. Octonauts is one of them, right? Certain Daniel Tiger things are hard to find. Bubble Guppies is much the same. Source Bubble Guppies anytime you can find them and you look them up, and it makes sense. Now, there weren't a ton of comparables for this little book music player, but I got it for free in a box at a garage sale that was just sitting there for free. So I saw a bunch of Bubble Guppy stuff in there, and I thought, you know what, I can make use out of this. And I really didn't even have any intention of doing the homework on this. Like, I didn't look at this item and say, oh, this is one of the things, we should grab this box because I'm going to be able to sell it. So I just picked a number out of a hat, and it's sold. It's sold for full price, $21.99 with $4.99 in shipping. So the buyer is $26.98 all in. Again, I got it for free. Keep your eye out for Bubble Guppies. I have some things that also came out of that box or that garage sale haul that are Bubble Guppies related that I'm sure are going to sell in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eye out for that brand. Really, really cute, very enduring, and they don't produce a lot of it. So, supply and demand tells you that it's a bolo for that reason. We will move on to the next one. This is another bins find. And for those of you that are familiar with sourcing at the bins, you know that it is always a challenge to find shoe number 2. Well, I couldn't find shoe number 2 for this Hoka, but I brought it home anyway, and this wasn't a mistake like this was at the bottom of the cart and I forgot about it. I had full intentions of selling the right shoe only. This is probably, since I've been selling religiously on eBay, the 10th, 12th, 13th one shoe only that I've sold. So you really, for those of you that always wonder, like, can you sell just one shoe? Yeah, if it's a good shoe, just one shoe will sell. Amputees, people that are in casts, like there's a market for it for sure. So I got did I get full price for this? $16? Yeah, I had it priced for 16. Yep, I got 16 for it with $3.99 in shipping, and it sold really, really quickly. So the buyer is $19.99 all in, pre-tax. It was in decent condition. Lots of treads left on the soles. And yeah, what a sale. Do not be afraid to source really good shoes, even if you can only find one of them. And by the way, kind of like the Le Creuset, this is, and I just learned this, it's pronounced Hoka One One. I didn't know that. I was just calling it Hoka 1-1. So for all of you laughing at home at me pronouncing this incorrectly, shame on you. Actually, it's pretty funny. But yeah, it's Hoka One One. Who knew? We'll start calling it that from here on in. Learn something new every day. So I tell myself we'll move on to the next one. I can't remember what I paid for this. Let's call it $5. I've had it for a long time. Oregon Trail 2, the 25th anniversary edition, that comes in like a heavy wooden box, but it was brand new in the box with all of the accessories and accoutrements and all of the things that come with it. Mint condition disc, and I got $40 for that. One of those buy and forget type of things. So buyer paid $13.50 in shipping. I feel like this may have gone overseas. I think this was an international buyer. So $53.50 pre-customs, pre-tax, and at $5, I'm glad to see it go because I was sitting on it for quite a while. But again, when you have 1,200 listings and you're doing all of this as a one-man show, you forget a lot about what you source. So it's good to see that pop up, and even better to see it go. So we'll move on to the next one. This is another major bolo. You guys should be sourcing these at pretty much all costs right now. Vibram 5 fingers. They are toes that look like fingers. They're the strangest looking things, but there's a market for it. People love them. This style is M1152, and you don't have to just source that style. It's just a bolo brand, and I got just under $30 for these, I think. $29.74, yeah, $29.74, and then $4.99 I charged the buyer for shipping. So $34.73. They are all in pre-tax. They cost me $4.39. They don't look like anything that would, trigger an audit, let's call it that, from the people that work in the back of Goodwill who scalp all of the items for Shop Goodwill. So this is pretty much always going to make it onto the shelves. So make sure you're looking for it right now. It is go time, the end of May, start of summer, with June and July and August looming. They're going to sell really quickly. So keep your eye out for Vibram 5 fingers shoes that look like gloves, but they're actually shoes. We'll move on to The next one, this is like, just reminds me of like a cute teacher gift or something along those lines. Copco model 0704 red whistling tea kettle. I sourced this, and then like maybe a couple of weeks later I saw another one in the store and I didn't pick it up because this one hadn't sold yet. Now I'm kicking myself because this one sold. And again, trust your research when you're doing it, when you're looking on your phone and you're looking at sold comparables, because there is a clear market for this exact style of tea kettle. So yeah, even the, you've got a couple of issues here. There's obvious wear here and wear here, but really like when it's sitting on the stove top, you can't see that mark. So still got 30 bucks for it, which I am pleased with, and it cost me $4.99. So, and the buyer paid $12.80 in shipping, so they're $42.79 all in for $5. Little Apple tea kettle from Copco, really, really cute. I don't think Copco is the only brand of Apple tea kettle that sells well, so there's a market for people that just like that look. Keep that in mind. We'll move on to the next one. I caught my entire city of Columbus, Ohio sleeping because this had a garage sale sticker on her for $5 and a Goodwill sticker for $4.99. So I paid $4.99, and this was like probably one of those Saturday, like we had our garage sale at on Friday and it didn't sell, so we donated it, and then this made it to the shelf and I picked it up. So I think the store would have scalped this had that $5 sticker not been on there. So like in the back, maybe they made the same assumption, like, hey, this had a $5 sticker on it. Nobody wanted it at the garage sale. It's probably not worth anything, so we're just going to stick our $4.99 tag on it and put it on the shelf. So I picked it up, looked it up, and I'm glad I did, because even though this has a little bit of shelf wear / box wear, she is just beautiful on the inside, brand new condition, and I got full price for it. 60 bucks with $10.10 in shipping, so $70.09 all in. $4.99. You guys got to get out in my city here and get to those garage sales, because this one made it all the way through to a Goodwill and landed in my lap, and I'm pleased for that. So we'll move on to the next one. Now there are a couple of styles of this glass percolator. When I say style, like the physical style is the same, but the design on the glass changes. So this is a vintage mid-century modern percolator, model 70503. And if you look at the pictures closely, this one has like a floral pattern. There are some that I think have a star or a star burst pattern. I'll eventually put the comparables up on the screen. That won't necessarily, based on the research that I did, change the price that you can command when you find one of these, but big market for them. So I sold this one for full price. You can see the model number is right here. And did I sell it for full price? 50 bucks? Yeah, 50 and $14.65 they paid in shipping. So the buyer is $64.65 all in. It cost me $8.99. This isn't the only percolator that is like smoking hot right now. The Corningware blue cornflower percolator is also hot right now. I actually just sourced a 10-cup one, so I'm like debating on whether or not I'm going to put this in a wholesale lot for customers or list it by myself or part it out. It's sitting in my garage collecting dust right now. But those two percolators, this one here and the one I'm talking about, keep your eye out for those, because they're bolos for sure, and you'll make money when you get them. And we will move on to the next one. You've heard me talk about the golf market and the baseball market, scorching hot right now. This was another bin find, so let's call this $2 to $2.50, and I got full price for it. Mizuno OptiWeb model MT8000. I took a total of 3 pictures that may have taken me 10 seconds to take, and I got full price for the glove, which is amazing. So they also paid $10.10 in shipping. So the buyer is $43.10 all in. This was quite a haul. I've been going to the bins a lot more lately. I have a really nice system down. I'm starting to kind of figure out their patterns, and I don't know, it's been a better and better experience each time I go. So this was a really nice find and pull from there, and we'll move on to the next one. So no summer slowdown, right? No such thing. Baseball, scorching hot right now. Golf, scorching hot right now. But there is no category hotter or more evergreen, no matter what's going on in the world, than video gaming equipment and video games. It transcends the ebbs and flows of market conditions or economic conditions, right? So if you can't do anything else, focus on video games and the video game market. Scorching hot. When I say scorching hot, I'm not just trying to sell you something. I'm here to tell you, I know for a fact it's scorching hot. It's going to stay that way. And it keeps, like, it's just seems like it's getting crazier and crazier, right? I mean, the PS5s are still selling for outrageous amounts on eBay. None of it's changed. The supply is super, super low for that item in particular. This is a PS3 that came with 17 games. I bought this on Craigslist Marketplace, so I paid up for it. I paid $40 for the whole lot. The controller is not a genuine controller. It's an off-brand controller, but all of the games are good and the cords are good. I took video of the machine working to make sure that the buyer is good before they purchase, and I sold it for $130. So $130 with $20.95 in shipping. So $150.94. Buyer's all in pre-tax. You're not slow. You're just not selling enough video games. Repeat it. Right? You're not slow. You're just not selling enough video games. Keep that in mind. That's the category that is slaughtering all the other categories, and it continues to. It did it in 2020. It's doing it in 2021, and there is no end in sight, no slowdown in sight. Get yourself some video game stuff and make some money. We'll move on to the next one. We're not in January anymore. I can't even believe this thing sold. Not that I can't believe it. It's just I did comps and I knew that, you know, there would come a time pretty quickly that this thing would sell. So anyway, Total Gym Cyclo trainer has a little digital screen on it, and it attaches to like an inverted type of like bench that you can, you know, prop yourself up on when you're pedaling. And I got full. Did I get full price for this? I never know what I'm doing. What's my $225? So it sold for $225. Yeah, full price, and I paid $14.99 for it. Buyer paid $53.72 in shipping, so they are $278.71 all in. This thing is big and bulky. It took me two 18 by 16 by 16 heavy-duty boxes from Lowe's stacked on top of each other to get it shipped. So good, sturdy boxes. You know, you never know what happens when it's out of your hands. So I don't know if this has arrived to the buyer yet. I'm hopeful that it did, and it's still in one condition because it's, you know, built kind of solid. But those big items, sometimes they're hard to shove in boxes. So I got it in there, and yeah, it's out of my hands and in God's at this point. I don't know. Anyway, 225 was amazing. We'll move on to the next one. I do not know who Patricia Nash is. Ladies, if you're familiar with her, let me know. The research that I did took me to QVC, so I think maybe she was doing something with QVC, selling bags on QVC, and this bag happened. I don't know if this bag was one of them, but this was one of the like expensive styles that I noticed when I was doing my research in the store, and then a little bit more when I got home. So it's her 10th anniversary embossed like green crocodile skin Whitney tote bag. And obviously brand new, so I didn't take the the paper off of the tassels. This is a little coin right here, but a nice bag, light, and you know, clearly new with tags. So distressed vintage croc, great looking bag, and there were comparables, so that made me even happier. So I brought this thing home at what, $6.99, and I sold it for $135.99 with just under 10 in shipping. So the buyer is $145.89 all in. Took about a month to sell, if I am doing my math in my head correctly, which is about a 50-50 chance. But anyway, great bag. Patricia Nash, I don't know anything about her. Help me out in the comments if you have any clue, because I don't. I'm just happy to sell it and move on to the next one. You guys may be seeing this pop up in some of the Facebook groups. I feel like I saw someone had scored one or sold one recently, but there are different like iterations of this Cars Lightning McQueen like gaming television. My model is model number DT1355-CAR, but it came with the remote. It worked fine. There were a couple of flaws, so this battery piece was broken, so it's going to need to be taped. And then this piece was cracked off here, but it got worse because when I went to pull this out of my basement, I just have junk everywhere. It's probably why I haven't done like this is how I handle my inventory video, because I just have crap everywhere. So maybe I'll get around to that one day. But I snapped this piece off like a complete idiot, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to contact this buyer. Anyway, I contacted them, and they were like, no worries, we'll try to glue it, and if not, we don't care about it. So I was like, oh my God, thank God. And you know what? That's the exact type of buyer I always want. You know, they just ship it out to us. It's no big deal. The thing is still cute. But yeah, I snapped this little piece off. It was already cracked on the one side, but I still got full price for it, $150 with $33.50 in shipping. So buyer is $183.49 all in. I also found this on Facebook Marketplace, so I spent $40 for it. But when an item is hot, you've got to jump on it because selling is the name of the game, right? So 150 on 40. Is it 150 on $4.99? No, but that should never matter. It's still an excellent return and came with the remote, which made it a little bit more unique. So I was pleased with that one. That brings us to the final bolo of the day. I don't know if this is something that you should be out on the lookout for because it is stupid rare. But if you have been following me for a while, in one of my thrift haul videos a while ago, I went to a Goodwill at night, just like slipping in there. I had maybe an hour. And this came out on a cart at $4.99. It's the Blackfoot Papers. The author is Adolf Hungry Wolf. And I mean, just, you know, about like Indian culture in general. And huge, when I say huge, the books were heavy. They were like big and heavy, but they're in a leather-bound box. There were 4 of them, and they were all signed by the author. So here's the signature right here. Now, the research that I did on this when I found it was I went to their website. I went to like the Blackfoot Papers website, and they were offering signed books, all 4 in this nature, for around $1,000. So I got aggressive with my copies and listed it at $749 and forgot about it, like I do most of my inventory. And lo and behold, this thing sold for $750. I mean, that's unbelievable. And it went overseas. So it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm always holding my breath with purchases like this. Everything looks fine on the buying end. But, and of course I bought plenty of insurance in the event something crazy happens. But 750 books for these 4 huge books in a leather-bound case. And, you know, if it wasn't for those last 4, my numbers would have looked kind of similar to the week before and the week before that. But bam! What can I tell you? 15 more bangers. That's all I got for you this time. All right, so I've added a few things recently. Here's the first pair of great-looking studded UGG boots. These, you know, when you see them in stores, sometimes they're totally beat up. This pair, however, is not. They're in excellent condition. And if you can't give $40 for these, I think you're probably doing something wrong. Next thing I added was this Brunton. This is like a coffee pot, like a travel coffee pot. It comes out together. Now you need like a stove to work this, but these are sold standalone like this. There's a new one listed for, I think, $40, and one recently just sold for around 40 or 50, so pre-owned, but in excellent condition. I think you can get 25 bucks for this. Really nice, perfect timing. Camping stuff is like flying off the shelves right now, including like Merrell shoes, something I've noticed. So that's a nice item to add there. There's a really pretty Coach wallet here. It has like little red pebbled leather, and the inside is in excellent condition. This, I don't know, I didn't do comps on this. I'm gonna say $20. I could be wrong. I think it could be worth $100. I don't know, but let's just be conservative and say $20 for that piece. Next thing here, Nike Metcon 3. These are like CrossFit, cross-training shoes. They're in immaculate condition. Again, if you can't get $40 to $50 for these, you are doing something wrong. Threw that in there. Little Build-A-Bear monkey, cute little hat. 10 bucks for him. And then I also added Ariana Grande. Take a look at her. Now, the most recent comp on this shirt sold for 25, so let's call it 25. This is from her Dangerous Woman tour in 2017. You'll notice the name here is pink, and these letters here in pink as well. This is one of the more like desirable styles of these tour shirts for her. $25 for that. So we are at 600 bucks in this box with plenty of room to go. And as you guys know, all you have to do is be a subscriber and a member of the Dad Planet family. And then when it's full, I'm gonna pick one of you and we're gonna ship it out. I love each and every one of you. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Always appreciate you watching. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw today. today, and then please consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family. I'm going to ship that box out to one of you lucky subscribers, and we'll just keep the hits on coming. When we get to 3,000, that thing's going to be given away, and who knows what we'll do at 5 and 10 and beyond. But I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.